Hi, I'm Kathy Connard, a technical rep for Turf Trade. I've spent the last 30 years of my career focusing on water management, and in particular, soil wetting agents. Soil wetting agents are still one of the most misunderstood product categories out there, yet over 95% of you are using them somewhere on your property. Today I want to talk about some of the newer technologies and the benefits of each. There are over 100 formulations available out there for you. So I'm hoping that once we dissect how these work and how they move through certain soil types, it'll make it easier for you to make a decision of what's best for your property. With wetting agents, there are several things that dictate how it's going to work and how long it's going to last. First of all, how is the product formulated? The molecular weight, size, and how those molecules are structured have a definite impact on how that product is going to perform and how long it will last for you. Some companies are also adding other components to their wetting agents. You have to ask, what's the quality and where are the raw ingredients being gotten from? Are they are they purchasing them here in the U.S. or are they bringing them in from overseas? We see differences in quality depending on where it's coming from. Also, are there quality control procedures in place? Is the company making sure to check each batch so that you know from jug to jug, lot to lot, that you are getting consistent products and what they say is in the jug is actually in the jug? Early on, wetting agent molecules were structured in a linear format, and just as the name implies, they were put together in a straight line. There still are several wetting agents out there that are these linear format. Unfortunately, there are some disadvantages that come with using a linear format. One, you get faster degradation. It breaks down faster. And this is because one of the reasons that wetting agents break down is through microbial degradation. And as you can see with the straight line, it would be very easy for the microbes to get at this and to break it down. Also, it's not a very effective way of covering soil particles, especially sand particles, which have a lot of surface area. If you can imagine, and this is where I wish that you could actually see me, if you could imagine, think of a sand particle or any soil particle. It's not perfectly round. There's nooks and crannies. Well, if you laid something straight, a piece of paper over the top of it, you're going to have a difficult time to create enough attachment sites. So it's not that these products don't work, they're just not as efficient as some of the newer technology that's out there. In the mid-90s, not only were wetting agents getting a lot of attention from you, the golf course superintendents, but also from the research community. There were significant advances in wetting agent technology. The formulators started modifying the molecular structures and manipulated how the surfactant attached, laid on, and covered the soil particles. The modified cap technology was introduced and took us into a new generation of soil wetting agents. Now there are two types of modified cap technology, the methyl and the stearic acid. The methyl is highly water soluble and a lot easier to mix. And the stearic acid, again, good, but not as easy to mix as the methyl was. You'll see the picture that I'm showing you there shows kind of like anchors. How they modified this technology is that they were able to cap the wetting agent molecules. So now you had an anchor that was able to attach to the soil particles. It also allowed for a closer, thinner film of water to get closer to the soil particles. So now you not only were covering more particles, but you also were laying them on the soil particles so that more of the soil particles could have access to water. There are several products out there that have a multi-branch molecular structure. The multi-branch technology took the cap technology one step further in maximizing coverage, wetting agent consistency, and performance. With the multi-branch structure, you're creating a lot more hydration sites. It's also slower to break down because, again, we talked about the microbes. Take a look at the complex structure, more difficult for them to break that down. And you get more consistency because now instead of having just anchors, you have several branches in one product that can cover the soil particles. So what happens when you take the best of the cap technology and the best of the multi-branch technology, and you manipulate the molecular weight, size, and that structure a little bit more, you get the Megamolecular Triblock molecular structure. That's a mouthful, isn't it? This particular wetting agent uses the cap surfactant because it knows, the formulators knew, that the cap surfactants are very good at creating attachment sites. And, as we said before, they form that thin layer of water that's more easily moved uniformly throughout the root zone profile. We take that technology, we add an uncapped block surfactant because they're very good at remediating soil water repellency, and they're known for increased infiltration, penetration, and movement of water throughout the soil profile. Then we tweak the molecular weight and the size, and you get the Megamolecular Triblock. The benefits of this Megamolecular Triblock are, one, very low water in requirements. One of the things that I hear over and over again is how much water you have to use to get a wetting agent watered into the soil so it doesn't get caught up in that thatch mat layer or the organic matter. With a Megamolecular Triblock, because we've manipulated the structure but also the weight, it very easily moves into the soil profile with very little water. All we ask is you give a one spin of the heads. That's it, just one spin. And whatever you irrigate at night, whatever your watering practice is, it'll be enough to get it into the soil profile. So it has very low water in requirements. The other benefit of this type of structure is the consistency. No matter what the weather is, no matter what your golf course conditions are, no matter what your soil type is. And again, because we're adding the best of the surfactants that are out there, and it's what we know, what research has shown us that these different types of surfactants do, we know that no matter what the weather is, hot, dry, high humidity, low humidity, breezy, if your turf is stressed, if it's not stressed, if you have soil water repellency, we are able to get very consistent performance out of these types of surfactants. They're not the end-all be-all. No surfactant is a silver bullet, but this particular surfactant technology has really taken wetting agent use to the next level. There are many companies out there adding products or different components to their soil wetting agents. You have to ask yourself when choosing products that have these add-ins, do you need them? How will they affect your golf course, and how compatible are they with your existing spray programs and cultural practices? Some of the things that get added in are hydrophobic coating solubilizers. That's basically the strippers. That is a component that partially removes the hydrophobic coatings on soil particles that can cause soil water repellency. So if you have highly soil water repellent soils, then this would be a great add-in for you. Others are adding water conditioning agents or organic acids. These are great because they can buffer your tank mix pH. They can also help to reduce the negative impacts of bicarbonates if you have bicarbonates. And again, I say reduce because there's usually not enough of them in there to, really impact bicarbonates a lot, but any little bit helps. They can also help to reduce the problems with water infiltration or distribution and nutrient tie-ups, which are caused by bicarbonates. Others are adding sea plant extract or humic or fulvic acids. I love my sea plant extract. It's high in cytokinins and helps really to increase the stress tolerance as well as the photosynthetic rate and capacity. But again, how much sea plant extract is in there? These are questions that you need to ask because you want to make sure they're not just saying these items are in there and there's not enough to make a significant impact. And humic and fulvic acids also very good. Humic acids, soluble in higher pH. They're great soil conditioners. But remember that humic acids can also increase the water holding capacity. So for those of you that have heavy soils or have problems with holding too much water, you're probably not going to want them in your wetting agents. Fulvic acids are water soluble in any pH, so they're a great benefit. They have a very low molecular weight. They typically are used as foliars, not so much in soils, but sometimes they'll add them in so so that the roots can take things up faster. Here's a quick soil wetting agent summary sheet of all the different types out there. You have your program products, just as it implies. They're applied monthly or every 2 weeks. And again, this is where you really want to look at the linear chain versus some of the more modified, newer technology. You have your long-term products. Safety first with long-term products. You're putting a whole lot of wetting agent down at one time. They're ideal for fairways, roughs, surrounds, any hard to reach areas. I like the long-term products on because you put them down, 2 split applications typically, and you're good. You're good for 90 plus days depending on the product. I know there are some of you using them on greens. I am extremely conservative when it comes to greens. And I'm just not a fan because once they're down, they're down. And I know some of the labels are now saying you can go out at a 4-ounce rate more often. Again, it's a long chain technology. I'm just not comfortable with that. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I know there's some research out there and there are some products that are being promoted for that. It's just I'm not ready to go there yet. So I leave that decision up to you. But as far as using them on fairways, roughs, bunker banks, I have no problem. I think they're excellent for those areas. Treatment products. Treatment products are your quick recovery. You got a dry spot, you got a wet spot, you want to get rid of it. You put down a curative, spot treat with a treatment product. Pellets. If you're hand watering, there is no reason not to put a pellet in. They are very inexpensive. And if you're going to put a pellet and use pellets, why not use the ones that have the seaweed extract, the humic acid, the added benefits of plant health and quicker recovery. Injectables. I should have put here injectable / penetrating products because not a whole lot of you are injecting out there anymore. There's a few, but not very many. But your injectables, your penetrants, they're your lower active ingredient wetting agents. They're very affordable for large turf areas, and they're very good for improving your irrigation efficiency, or if you're just trying to get your soil-directed sprays into the root zone faster and have it move throughout that root zone more uniformly. That's where your penetrants, your injectable type products come into play. I want to end this presentation with some other water management solutions that you may want to consider. Amino acids are known for boosting the plant's immune system and helping it with many other physiological and biological processes. However, there are some water management amino acids that help with regulating the water within the turf cell. Proline and glycine betaine are 2 that really help to improve the turf's response to water-induced stressors. If you're in a situation where you have native soils, you have push-up greens, clay soils, and the soils can get oversaturated, and you have low soil oxygen conditions, both glutamic and aspartic are great amino acids for helping the plant to deal with that as well. Just like with wetting agents, amino acid supplement formulation dictates how it performs. You can see more of this in my next video on how amino acids are formulated. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope you found the information on soil wetting agent formulations and amino acids useful. If you're watching this video as one of your videos in the series for getting your GCSAA education points, you will need to email me at kathyc@theturftrade.com. I will then send you 3 questions to answer to show that you did watch the video, and once you watch all the videos and complete all of the mini quizzes, again only 3 questions for each, I'll be happy to send you your GCSAA code so that you can get your points. If you have any questions regarding this video or any of the other videos, or in wetting agents or amino acids in general, I'm happy to help. Please give me a call at 609-477-0471. And again, for those of you that want GCSAA points, please email me at kathyc@theturftrade.com. Thank you so much and have a great day.